Let's be honest, starting isn't really our problem. Most of us are actually very good at starting. We often say to ourselves, this is it, my life is about to change. You create timetable, you bought a new notebook, you downloaded a new app that helps you grow, or maybe you even told your friends about your goals and new targets in life. For a few days, everything felt different. You were excited, you were consistent, you were disciplined. Then, boom, the excitement faded, the motivation disappeared, and suddenly the goals that once felt exciting became difficult to pursue. If you've ever been there, trust me, you are not alone. Welcome to Beyond the Degree podcast with Dorcas, a space where we explore the lessons that shape who we become beyond the classroom and beyond the degree itself. One thing I have noticed about our generation is that we love motivation. We watch motivational videos, we save inspiring quotes, we attend motivational seminars, we listen to success stories from successful people, and for a little moment we feel like, oh, I can also conquer the world like they did. But here's what I've been learning lately. Motivation is a feeling, and feelings are temporary. Some mornings you wake up feeling excited to chase your goals. Other mornings you wonder if it's even worth it. Some days you feel confident, other days you doubt yourself completely. And if your progress depends only on how motivated you feel, you will constantly be starting over. That's why I have come to believe that consistency is far more powerful than motivation. Think about it. A doctor doesn't become excellent because he studied art one day. An athlete doesn't become great because he or she trained just once. A writer doesn't publish a book because he or she wrote one amazing chapter. Neither does a podcaster blossom all of a sudden because of just a podcast episode. Every meaningful achievement is built through repeated effort by showing up again and again. Not because it is always exciting, not because it's important. And I think one of the biggest mistakes many of us make is waiting for the perfect moment, perfect timing. We tell ourselves, oh, I'll start when I feel ready. I'll start, or I'll be consistent when my life becomes less busy. Oh, I will begin when I have more time. But what if that perfect moment never comes? Confidence doesn't usually come before action. It grows because of action. You become more confident by showing up consistently even when you are unsure of yourself. This is something I've personally been learning lately. As I have been building Beyond the Degree podcast, there have been weeks when recording an episode felt easy. Yeah, ideas flowed naturally. Everything just came in line perfectly. But there are also weeks where I questioned myself. Weeks where I wondered if anyone was really listening. Weeks when I don't even feel inspired. And honestly, if I only showed up on days I felt motivated, this podcast probably wouldn't exist today. Because I realized that the people who achieve meaningful things in life aren't necessarily the most motivated. They are the ones who keep showing up, even after the excitement has disappeared. Showing up doesn't mean being perfect. Some days you give 100%, other days you have only enough energy to even give maybe 15%. That's okay. It's okay not to be perfect. All this is all about is commitment. Choosing not to quit because one day wasn't your best. One thing I also want to add is don't just be consistent. Grow, learn, improve, reflect, because showing up is powerful. But showing up the same way every single day without learning eventually becomes a routine. Real growth happens when consistency meets intentional improvement. Intentional improvement, emphasis on intentional. So before we end today's episode, I want to leave you with 3 simple reminders. First, stop chasing motivation and start building discipline. Motivation will inspire you, but discipline will sustain you. More so, it's okay to be consistent. That's another point I want us to bear in mind. It's okay to be consistent. Dedicate 1 hour of practice today. Record that podcast today. Just have one meaningful conversation today. I tell you, one small step every day can completely change your life over time. And finally, celebrate consistency, not just results. Sometimes the biggest victory isn't reaching the finish line. No. Sometimes it's simply showing up when you don't feel like it. So before I leave or end today's podcast, I want to leave you with one question. What is one thing you've stopped showing up for, not because you can't do it, but because you were waiting to feel motivated again? Maybe it's your academics, maybe it's that business idea. It could be learning a new skill, or maybe your relationship with God. Whatever it is, I want you to start again. Start again. Not just because you suddenly feel motivated, but because the future you are praying for is built by decisions you consistently make today. Thank you so much for listening to Beyond the Degree podcast with Dorcas. Until next time, keep growing, keep learning, and keep showing up. Because success isn't built on the days you feel inspired. It is built on ordinary days when you choose not to give up.